everybody, it is your friendly neighborhood food tour guide, Michael, along with good friend Adalon. We are here today at Momo Bistro in Monrovia-Arcadia border.
Yes, right on the border.
Right on the border, and we are going to have Taiwanese cuisine today, and in Mandarin we call this Tai Cai. It is a little bit different from Taiwan 小吃, right? Taiwan 小吃 is more like small plates, small bites, street food, snacks, Taiwanese tapas you could even say. But Tai Cai is like the actual authentic Taiwanese cuisine. It is like restaurant food. And a lot of the times people don't know too much about Taiwanese actual authentic restaurant food. But lucky for us, we are from Arcadia,
Yes.
which is the epicenter of Taiwanese food, I think, in San Gabriel Valley, which is the epicenter of Taiwanese food in Los Angeles, which is the epicenter of Taiwanese food in California and America, anywhere outside of Taiwan. So lucky for us. Doesn't it look like we're in Taiwan?
We are.
We've got this Taipei, because clearly Taipei 101 is right here.
Yes. Lovely day here.
Lovely, beautiful day inside and out, and in Arcadia too. But we've got 5 dishes here that look and smell very, very good. So we want to introduce some of these delicious dishes with you as part of Taiwanese cuisine. The first one is right here. Let's do this. See that? Yes. And what do we call this in Mandarin?
罈子日肉.
罈子肉. All right. So this is a word that I've just learned, but a 罈子is
It's a
like an
I looked
urn?
This up, an urn, or traditional for wine, but it's an urn.
It's
This shape. Oh,
It's an urn for wine, except that I'm sure they used it for cooking, and I'm sure that this clay pot right here is representative of the traditional urn that a 罈子was cooked in, or the ro that was cooked in the 罈子.
yes.
There we go. All right, but this looks like a pork belly. Yeah,
Braised pork belly.
stewed braised pork belly with. Does it look like tofu pea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tofu skin. We've got mushrooms in here. We've got leeks. You know, I'm just grabbing one thing at a time for you.
And then you said there's dates or something.
I felt like I
There
saw
is little pieces of something.
Doesn't that look like Hong Kong Zao to you? Right?
It is.
Either like dates or jujubes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, 好，谢谢。Oh, that would have been easier.
Yes. But it's okay. Now I have all the ingredients here, one by one.
好，谢谢。All right, let's try this
Oh,
out.
there's also this thing. Xingbaogu.
Is
no,
it?
Zhufu. Bamboo
You
shoots.
take a bite and let everyone know.
Bamboo shoots.
Bamboo shoots. Okay. What do you think?
It's really good. It's
So I would say it reminds me of Hong Sao Ro or Dongpo Ro, but the flavor is
it's
different. Yeah.
Maybe there is like wine. Maybe that's how they. There's like a little bit more wine infused and less salty.
Well, I would say Taiwanese people almost always use wine when they're cooking pork, especially. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's 罈子 wine in the pork. But there's almost like a not only soy and sugar, but wine, but like this Chinese herbal flavor to it. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. If we keep digging, maybe we'll find it.
Alright. We're gonna do some more research after we continue eating. I'm gonna put some information down in the description below, but this is delicious. This is so tender
Yeah. But not mushy.
and not mushy.
That is not mushy.
Succulent.
Right.
If you see the fatty part, it's glistening, like not from the light, but like because it's so gorgeous. Oh, good. Okay. So we've got some meat, some pork over here. Second, I'm eating way too fast. It's just
take your time.
going down. Going down
You
in.
can't lift this one.
I'm not lifting this because it's still bubbling.
There's a fire you might be able to see,
But this is 树子蒸鱈鱼. Shu is literally like tree seeds, baby trees.
what is it referring to?
With right here, these are the shu.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they actually are.
No, they're seeds.
Yeah, but like what tree? I have no idea. Anyway,
It's okay. We know what the
it'll
fish
be in
is
the
though.
description below.
鳕鱼 is cod, right?
Yes.
All right. But a steamed cod that is still cooking.
What's the name?
I think 鳕鱼 is cod. You want to grab this for yourself?
You need to.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You need to?
But this I think reminds me of a very almost like a home style, something that my parents might cook at home with that same like sauce of like soy and oil and scallions and ginger and ooh, tofu. Where did I miss the tofu?
I was like, I missed
This
it.
fish is sitting on a bed of tofu, and I think it's like camouflaged into the tofu. Thank you. Wow, I totally missed the tofu.
Scallions, chili pepper, cilantro.
Hot. Super
Straight
hot.
off the fire.
But there is a little bit of chili in here, and I would say traditional Taiwanese food is generally not spicy. There's not a type of cuisine that has a lot of chili sauce, chili oil, or even chili itself. It's a very, very subtle in the dish, if any at all. So this is pretty rare, and I would say that when you see something like this is one of those Taiwanese dishes that has a little bit of Chinese influence and the culinary influence.
In my family, when they cook things like this, they always put the chili on it as decoration. It's like garnish because it's red.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of like green. So that's the only reason they put it.
It's so hot.
Very hot.
I'm burning my mouth.
So the sauce is very light. You really taste the freshness of the fish,
Oh yeah, for sure.
which is very typical for Taiwanese like seafood.
So I would say Taiwanese seafood usually is blanched or boiled or
Right.
quickly cooked, quickly fried,
Right.
and it usually has sauce on the side because Taiwan is an island. There's such an abundance of fish, especially shellfish
Yeah.
and other types of marine life that everything is so fresh all the time,
Yeah.
and so you don't really want to cover it up with anything too heavy. But this is fantastic. This is so tender. I would say more tender than the pork, which it should be because it's fish.
Right, it's fish.
All right, shall we?
All right.
All right. So we did a little bit of surf. There was a little bit of turf, and now we've got a little bit of air, sky. But this is a xun ya. Xun means smoked, and ya means duck. So we've got a right here a smoked duck. It smells so nice. Like, it's probably the predominant fragrance that I smell. a little campfire, but in a good way. Yeah, with some Taiwanese pickles on the side, some pao cai. Here,
It's really strong.
Oh, grab some water.
These are pickles on the side.
All right, yes, let's have some pickles. Taiwanese pickles are awesome.
Why don't they make these in-house? They look like
They look very like, yeah. Because I don't think you can find like Taiwanese pickles in a jar at the store. The way that like Korean
if
kimchi
they
is.
do, they don't look like this.
That's a really good pickle. It's a really good pao cai. It's not too sour. It's not too sweet. Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? This would go really well with beer.
I was about to say that, and I was like,
I think there's some Taiwan beer over there. We might have to grab some. All right. What do you think about the duck?
good. Very flavorful. The smoky flavor is. And it's also really tender.
I'm very impressed so far. The pork was tender. The fish was tender. The duck is tender. I mean, sometimes duck can come out dry at other places, but I think this is excellent. This is so juicy. Fantastic. And it's not fatty,
Yeah.
right? Like a lot of duck sometimes it can be really, really fatty, but this is really nice. It's so nice that I'm using my hands to eat.
I'm using chopsticks. I'm classic.
Civilized, barbarian, but both Taiwanese. We're just different right now. All right, we got one more right here. We can call this Bai Cai Lu, right? Bai Cai Lu. Bai Cai is cabbage, Napa cabbage. Lu is a stew. Usually you hear it in the front of the word, like lu rou fan, which is like stewed pork rice. But then when you move it to the end of the phrase, it becomes a stew, from an adjective to a noun. We're teaching a little Taiwanese grammar and vocabulary.
It's similar to English though, right? Stew, cabbage, cabbage stew.
Yeah. All right, so I've actually never had this before, but it's a very Taiwanese dish.
Very Taiwanese.
And I think you said someone in your family really likes it?
Yeah, my aunt actually really likes it from here specifically.
From
but in
Momo
Taiwan-
Bistro?
Yeah, from Momo Bistro
Okay.
specifically. But in Taiwan, my family orders this a lot when we go out to eat. And they said that the key in this dish is that the cabbage has to be really good quality.
Okay.
So when it's good, the cabbage itself is sweet already, which makes the whole dish taste just sweeter, naturally sweeter, but no sugar.
Not sugar sweet, right?
Like vegetable freshness sweet.
Okay. What is in here other than cabbage?
You see mushrooms.
I see shiitakes in here. They look like crispies. They look like something
Okay.
crispy.
There's bamboo shoots. There should be some sort of.
That tastes like
What, they're like
chicharrones. Like fish, fried pork skin.
There's dried shrimp as well
Okay.
for the base, as it's very common in Taiwanese food.
There's definitely some kind of like smoked meat in here. Ham. Hind
Yeah,
leg,
sometimes they
right?
have ham. Oh, they have yolika thing. It's fish paste with squid in it.
Okay. Squid ball, but it's not a ball.
It's made of fish paste and squid.
Oh, this is so good. It's so
There's a few different kinds of mushrooms.
savory, and the word is, this is it's very xian, which I think is a very difficult word to describe in English. But like seafood freshness.
Yes. I don't know how you. There's no translation for it.
Ooh, I see enoki mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Oh, and you have a hay
woodier mushroom. So there's at least 3 types of mushrooms in here with the cabbage, dried shrimp, either ham or something.
I saw a piece. It was like a pure pork belly.
And then, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
They're almost like taro to me. But it's not. I feel like this tastes like Taiwan.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
The consistency is also very typical of Chinese stews.
It's almost like chowdery.
Yeah.
Like a clam chowder texture.
But it's clear.
But yeah, not creamy.
Yeah.
But creamy.
Creamy
You
without
know what
cream.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Creamy with no cream.
Creamy without making it with cream or dairy.
It's creamy, but it's not heavy.
I would think minus the little ham that's floating around, if you didn't eat meat, this would be a really great dish for you.
Yes. Except for the seafood. If you're pescatarian.
I really love the pork rind texture on top. Nice little crunch. Like croutons, except they're made with pork skin. Doesn't it taste like? That's what it tastes like to me.
It's kind of sweet.
No.
It is. Look at this thing. Like when you have little shreds and you fry them.
But like a batter?
Like you scramble the eggs and then you
Egg
drop
fry
it into
that?
oil and you fish it out. And then it pops up.
This is why Adalon is here today. Not just to eat, but to actually school the food tour guide in Taiwanese
It's
cuisine.
only because you haven't had this dish.
Okay, fair. I'll let that one, because this is a family favorite for yours, right? Okay. Alright. Last dish, last but not least, but this is the dish that I know for sure. This is, this screams Taiwanese food to me because I think everyone loves it. First, hold on. You guys needed a little look at the speaker. There we go. And this, we'll call this 金瓜炒米粉, right? And if you want to do the honors of speaking in Taiwanese?
I don't know. I would just call it Li Hun Cha, which just means rice vermicelli stir fry.
Yeah.
Like word for word.
A rice noodle fry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rice noodle fry.
But this, I think, it's really rare in Asian cuisine to stir fry your rice noodles or your vermicelli. A lot of the other culinary cultures in Asia have it cold and dressed in a noodle or like in a soup, or steamed and eaten, right? Taiwanese are one of the very, very few that actually stir fry their rice noodles, especially with this jingguo. Jingguo is like golden squash or golden gourd or pumpkin. It's basically pumpkin stir fried with rice noodles, which is super cool. And I think this is one of the most popular dishes. When you go to Taiwanese restaurants and cafes, you always want to have a little bit of mi fun, or bihun. My Taiwanese is clearly not as good as Adalon's, but all right, should we have some?
Yes.
Here. Ooh. What about noodle pull? Are we gonna do the noodle pull? That is an amazing noodle pull. All right.
You can smell the pumpkin. Yeah, it's like when you pulled it, wafts the pumpkin.
I smelled shiitake mushroom, and I smelled dry shrimp in there. But there is shiitake mushroom. You can see it. You can see the golden pumpkin squash. What would you call it? Like kabocha almost?
Yeah, it'd be like kabocha.
Kabocha squash, mushrooms, slices of pork, dried shrimp, cabbage. Sometimes there's celery in there. I see a little bit of onion as well. And yeah.
Bean sprouts sometimes.
Bean sprouts
They have
sometimes.
bean sprouts.
And look at this. This is.
I could eat this every day.
You can eat this every
Like in Taiwan, I eat this every day.
My cousins love this so much. And when I was in grad school, the foreign exchange, not foreign, the students from China would come and ask us Taiwanese and Taiwanese Americans if we could make this because they heard so much about stir-fried rice noodles in China.
Because they don't have this dish.
Definitely a very Taiwanese dish. Very Taiwanese dish. I mean, all of this is.
Yes.
And I think that's why we call it Thai Thai. And there's very, very few Thai Thai or Taiwanese cuisine restaurants. Even outside of Taiwan, even Taiwan itself doesn't have that many formal Taiwanese cuisine restaurants. And so we're so lucky in Arcadia and San Gabriel Valley to have at least Momo Bistro and perhaps one other one that I know of.
Probably a couple.
No,
Not that many.
So this is super cool that we have it here. I'm super excited that I got to try a new dish today and learn about another one, actually, the 罈子日肉.
Yes.
Yeah. So Adalon and I are going to continue eating.
Yes.
And
a lot to get through.
But there is a lot
That's
to
5
get.
dishes.
Yeah.
5 whole dishes.
And some Taiwan beer might actually happen too.
Yes.
But hopefully you guys all get a chance to try some Taiwanese cuisine. I know you know a lot about Taiwanese breakfast. That is like the big thing. Well, after breakfast, you get your lunch.
Yes.
Come
Then
for
we have
dinner.
dinner.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a great spot to grab your family, to grab your friends, to order a bunch of dishes, or just hang out with your buddy and try to conquer all of this at one time. But we'll see what happens. Have a great rest of your day and your week. And subscribe, like, and comment below.
Yes.
Always, if you've ever had actual Taiwanese banquet food, and what your favorite dish is. But until our next episode, see you guys. We're gonna do some eating. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.